before I had it open. Alright, let's try this one more time. Ahem. Alex, movement. I would like to say first of all that his forward dash is kind of far, which is good and bad. It's not like a far dash wouldn't help you from a range like this, but he can be surprisingly far away and then just dash in and grab you, something like that. It's criminally underutilized right now compared to how good it probably is, but it is kind of risky. But like forward dashes are better than people think, especially on command grab characters. And I would like to say that Alex's forward dash is good, but he does have some serious movement problems even considering it, mostly because um, I guess fireballs are a problem. He doesn't have a like everything certain things he has problems with. Forward dash doesn't help you approaching. Character zoning in a particular way give Alex a little bit of trouble right now. I don't know Alex's tiers. He's still only been out for a little while. Um, his backdash is kind of good, but like that should be very secondary to you as an Alex player. You don't really want a good backdash because the only things you want to backdash are command grabs, and then you want to be able to punish the command grab. Backdash is a very irrelevant thing in this game. Alex never wants to get away from the opponent in footsies except maybe Zangief or something like that, or like Mika. But even then, you're surrendering a lot of ground that you want to keep. So I would say fuck the backdash. Jumps, he has exactly one way to alter his jump arc. It's down fierce. I'm not going to say it's useless, but it's very selective. It's generally a bad idea, but it can be a good idea. I'll talk more about that when we talk about like air command normals, but it is important to note that he does have a move that pauses in midair, and you can maybe gimmick some people out a little bit with that. No other ways to alter jump arc, no other movement options besides his special moves. Grab range, I don't even know if grab range is fucking universal in this game. I guess we'll just go to normals, because I can't think of anything else. Stand jab is the only normal he has that combos into light flash chop. This is kind of important because, or rather the only light normal he has that combos to light flash chop. Every single light combo has to go to stand jab if you then want a combo out of it. Well, he has a faster move. He has EX flash chop, but that costs meter, and super as well, but that also costs meter. So if you can help it, you want to go to stand jab, which is fine because every light normally has combos to stand jab, except that one. Crouch jab, stand jab. Crouch short stand jab is usually the one you see because it starts from a low, but the crouch short damage is a little bit lower than the crouch jab damage, so you lose 10 damage doing it like that. So if you're just trying to get a 4-frame punish, you'd probably just use the stand jab by itself or use crouch jab, stand jab. But if you're trying to mix up, trying to have a low presence, the go-to combo is crouch short, stand jab, light chop. And the nice thing about that is the light chop is super cancelable, so you can use it to hit confirm your super. And that's probably the go-to low confirm. That's probably Alex's best damage from a low, off the top of my head. And you can do, if you want to burn a bar, you can do EX drop as well. And I think, wait, right? No. Stand short doesn't combo from anything. Stand short does a smidge more damage than his other lights, and it combos to EX flash chop. But unfortunately, it doesn't combo from his other lights, so it's useful in his other confirms, I suppose. We'll talk about those in a minute. Apparently, according to chat, grab range is not uniform. Is Alex better than other characters? I have no idea. None of my notes mention that at all. I don't have anything I can look to on the internet that mentions grab range yet. Stand light kick is 5 frames. I think literally everything else is 4. His jabs are +2 on block, +4 on hit, and his short is +0 on block, +4 on hit. So the opponent can maybe interrupt that with the 3-frame normal, because it's not a chain or anything, it's just a link. But this is a frame trap against 3-frame normals, or like 2 jabs, or just, anything like that. Let's see here. That's pretty much all I have to say for light normals. You've got really limited combo options. It's pretty much just go to stand jab and then go to light chop and super if you have it, or EX chop. It does actually add a significant damage increase to use EX chop over light. So Alex does have a pretty good time using 1-bar combos compared to most characters. 60 damage for 1 bar is actually good. It's actually worth it in a lot of cases. Medium punch. I think it's like +2 on block, right? Yeah, +5 on hit. So it's got pretty. It's one of Alex's better normals, in terms of frame data. Very useful as a tick. Very useful as a like combo tool. Generally with flash chop, you can go to one version lower than your current button strength, and same with slash elbow. So like medium won't go to medium chop, but it will go to light chop, and medium punch won't go to medium slash elbow, but it will go to light slash elbow. I did those in reverse order as what I was describing for some reason. Doesn't work to medium, does work to light. Usually be going for flash chop because slash elbow doesn't really add a whole lot of utility. I don't think it adds. Does it even add damage? That's 123 versus 132. Yeah, that's a little bit more. So if you have charge, you'd probably do something like that. I thought they were the same. Maybe it's the higher versions, but we'll talk more about it. But stand medium punch is generally a kind of safe poke. It goes pretty far, and it's got a lot of active frames, which means it's good at counter poking other pokes. It's probably Alex's second best counter poke. We'll talk about his best one in a second. It's also quite fast, so you can combo it from a lot of counter hit kind of combos. For example, if you get a counter hit stand medium punch, you can do another stand medium punch. And you can, it's like quick, so you can do certain stuff from it. The infinite, what the fuck are you talking about? Something like this. Stand medium punch into one of the slash elbows. I don't even, the only slash elbow that doesn't knock down is light. Oh, like that? Is that the infinite? Slash elbows are minus. You wouldn't want to do something like that. Actually, I think that one's safe. Light one is safe. I think it's still minus though. And that's a 6 frame normal. Stay medium punch 6 frames. It's important. It's not super fast. It's pretty fast. But there are a lot of 5 frame medium normals. But it is plus quite a lot. If you're gonna, you can link out of it on reaction. Like if you do stand strong, you can, I just showed off the counter hit combo, but you can do stand jab as a link. So it is a hit confirm, and it's actually like, it might be the strongest safe hit confirm, sadly. But you could do stand strong, stand jab into light flash chop, or if you want to get a smidge more damage, you would do stand short into EX flash chop. Note that you stand short because it's a little stronger, but stand short doesn't combo to light flash chop, so you have to go EX if you're using stand short. But like, look at that. That's like pretty strong. 216 from a hit confirm. Versus the 0 bar version is 143. So you get like 70 damage. 73 damage from using a bar. That's pretty good. Alex has good 1 bar use. Crouch medium punch is probably his best counter poke, and actually one of the better normals in the game. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any combos associated with it at all. I think it's like a little plus on hit. Yeah, it's +2, and from the ranges where you're gonna be hitting it, if you get a counter hit, you probably won't be able to combo like a stand jab, which is the only thing that would combo from that range. But it tends to beat like most other normals, and it's farther than it appears to be, and it appears to go pretty far. So like Ryu can't hit me with anything from this range. I can't hit him. But like stand medium kick from Ryu is like right about this far away. And I can just tag Ryu with that. And it tends to beat other normals. That's a really big deal. Like when I'm playing Laura against Alex, I have a really hard time with Alexes who just do this and do nothing else. I can't find a normal on Laura that can easily contest it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about those. In terms of combo options, if you do either stand medium punch or crouch medium punch, the only way to combo out of them, not stand medium punch, but like if you do crouch medium punch and then V trigger, I think it's plus enough to do stand fierce, right? Or do you have to do crouch stand strong? There you go. Yeah. So if you, it actually, like if you're just poking with it and you do like an empty cancel into V trigger, or even if you just like poke with it with V trigger to get some like frame advantage, it's quite frame advantage if you, even on block, but on hit you can actually cancel out of it. I'm not too acquainted with the timing. Something like that. Pretty good damage off of that poke, but you do need to guess your V trigger on it, and it's kind of slow, so you can't easily combo into it. Only from like jump ins, which you wouldn't do that. You would do something else. Stand strong also links to stand fierce on V trigger, so you do those combos. Stand medium kick is I think it's a little farther than crouch strong, or it's around about the same range. Oh, it's actually a little shorter. Heard it here first. It it's kind of good at going over lows, but there's fewer low pokes in this game, so that's less of a big deal. But it does go really far. I feel like I'm getting frame drops. This is going it's like kind of laggy on my screen. 0 drop frames, whatever. Again, I think you can V-trigger that, but I think that Stand Fierce doesn't combo after that. It might. Nah. Yeah, I did that early. You can get Stand Strong there. And that still combos to Sledgehammer. So that would probably be your go-to, but you probably wouldn't do that V-trigger confirm if you could help it. Crouch forward is also a very good poke. It goes really far for a low, and it's much faster than probably the most equivalent normal, which is Birdie's crouch forward. On a grappler, a low is a pretty good thing, and this is a low that goes really far really quickly. But again, it has no cancelability, so the only way to combo out of it is V-trigger. And I think this one also doesn't combo to Stand Fierce, which means you've got to go to Stand Strong again, which means significantly reduced damage. That's the wrong combo. You would do like that into Stand Strong into Sledgehammer, probably into a chop for the reset. Something like that. Probably your best ender. You could also go for the command grab too. I'll talk more about those when I talk about Sledgehammer. But those would be like, that's like the only way you can squeeze damage out of those pokes. That's what I'm trying to get to. All his medium buttons are very poke based. The only exception is the Stand Strong also functions as a confirm and is a little bit less range based. But it still has pretty good range. Deceptive for its animation. I guess it's not really that deceptive for the animation. But it's good because it's a good counter poke. Let's see here. Something else about his mediums, right? We got the command normal medium, but we'll talk about that. Stand Fierce is cancelable. Wasn't in third strike. It was actually an overhead in third strike. They sped it the fuck up, but they removed the and they added cancelability, but they removed the fact that it's an overhead. But having a hard normal that he can cancel is a boon for Alex, because he can do that into medium flash chop, which creates a very good follow-up scenario. You're like this close to the opponent when you're a grappler, and I think you're frame advantage, right? You're like plus like a smidge after a chop. Medium flash chop is +3. Alex has no 3-frame normal, so you can't combo out of that. But that creates a very good scenario for you, because you can hit his 6-frame Stand Strong, and even if they have a 3-frame jab, that means they'll hit on the same frame, but Alex will win clean because his is a medium normal, and thus will out-prioritize lights in trades. You got +2? I'm looking at V-frames, and it says +3 for medium and +2 for the others. What's your source? That's important. That's like a big deal. Well, it's not that big of a deal. It means whether he can use medium to counterpoke 3-frame normals, or if it only counterpokes 4-frame normals, which is not a huge issue. You can always follow with lights if you want to. You can always do stand short against characters with 3-frame moves. Anyway, it's kind of a piddly combo, but Stand Fierce into medium chop is in most instances. I shouldn't say in most instances. That's like usually his combo for punish scenarios, meterless. And it's not very impressive in terms of like damage or anything. Alright, mine's probably more up to date if we have the same source, but mine is more recent. The follow-up scenario is great, but 162 for a punish is pretty bad. He has higher damage meterless options for punishes, but they come off of very slow starters. So it's specific. Or if it's something really unsafe, you can actually get a V-skill off, and then do something from there. But we'll talk about V-skill. Where was I? Oh, just for the record, stand medium kick is 8 frames, stand medium punch is 6, crouch medium punch is 7, a little bit slower, and crouch medium kick is 8. And stand fierce is 10. So you can't link stand fierce off of anything at all except jump ins. And that would be probably your go-to jump in combo, because nothing you do you can't get a hard chop off of that. You can also combo into medium/elbow from a stand fierce. That does a smidge more damage, but loses the follow-up scenario. Let's just look at it for the record. 171 rather than 163, right? 162. So you get 9 more damage, but lose a really good mix-up. And the opponent can just quick stand that. So, like, you don't get Oki off of this. You kind of get Oki off of it with an immediate forward dash, but it's not great Oki. You can't get, like, a fucking overhead in there on time. The opponent can wake up with something and hit you. It's better in the corner where you don't need to dash in. Oh, and you can use I think you can use that was bad. My bad. I think you can use light chop. No, that's not really that great to keep in on that one. It's too fast. You need to delay a little bit. It's not worth it. But Stand Fierce is like his go-to for like punish combos and stuff. And if you can, it's really important. It's sledgehammer combos because it's one of I think two normals he has that's frame advantage enough to combo into sledgehammer on cancel. Stand hard kick is really slow. It's not. It's kind of a good poke. I think you can't crouch it. I think it looks like a move you could crouch, but you can't. And it goes really far, like farther than a grappler is normally understood to be able to attack. And in that regard, it's pretty good, but you wouldn't really want to use it anywhere but these ranges. And it looks like it'd be a really good overhead, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It's kind of too slow. A really good anti-air. What did I say? Overhead? It looks like it'd be a good anti-air, but it's not. But on counter hit / hard hit, it's actually a crush counter, and it's usually used as the starter for his crush counter punishes. That was the wrong thing. It gives you a crumple, and from that crumple you can do things like command grabs, or stand fierce, which is the thing he usually does, or a couple other things depending on context, like screen position and whatnot. I'm sure everyone's seen that one Alex corner combo that everyone's in love with. Yeah, I'll talk about that. But that's his standard hard kick in a nutshell. It's usually just used for like punish combos if you've got a hard hit stocked, or like as a poke with good follow-ups if you get a crush counter. I don't know why I did that. I think you can always just walk in and get stand fierce. Maybe. What do you do if you get like a far connect one? Crouch fierce? Might be that. Into like knee. I actually don't know that offhand. I'd like never see anyone get a hard hit from that far out. It might be just to like get one of those and get like some Oki going. Not Oki, but like get screen position and stuff. I probably made a note of what you're supposed to do there in my guide, but I don't have it open because I'm lack foresight. Crouch hard punch is a launcher. It's pretty slow. I think it's also like 10 frames, 12. Oh yeah, hold on. I've never actually fiddled with that. Yeah, so Alex's for whatever reason, Alex's down back fierce like doesn't move as far forward. Hold on, let's see if we can like get a clear idea of this. All right, I ended like basically one full square from the red line, like 1.5. And if you're holding from down forward, I crossed over the red line. If you're holding down back versus if you're holding down forward, his crouch fierce will go different distances. But I don't think that affects most follow-ups. So I think it's just purely if you're trying to time it as an anti-air, like two different timings will give you, or not two different timings, but like you can adjust the range based on whether it's a close or far jump. It's kind of an interesting thing. And because it's a launcher, you can do some neat things from it. Most often EX knee is like the follow-up that works all the time. You can do regular knee in the corner, but I think regular knee never works outside the corner. You can also do light chop, and light chop is I think the go-to if you want to land a super, and it's also the go-to meterless follow-up. Oh yeah, neutral down fierce also has its own. Yeah, 3 different ranges. So if you want to get like I've still got counter hit on. If you want to get like a crouch fierce into super, that would be your combo avenue. Light chop into super. You can just juggle straight super, but I think light chop does. I think it adds damage. That was 433. Let's get the comparison right now. This is pretty fast super. I deliberately waited for him to fall a little bit. Yeah, do light chops. I've never actually seen anyone do that combo. I think a lot of people aren't really aware of that combo very much. But that's actually like a good ender if you get that crouch fierce. Light chop. It's better than nothing anyway. And it's not significantly worse than EX knee. 153 versus what, like 240 for EX knee? 230. Alright, always use EX knee if you've got the meter. That's a significant damage increase, I take it back. You can use it as an ATR. I feel like that I kind of mentioned that like half, and now I just want to say like, let's just talk about his anti-airs right now, because this is kind of important. Is this anti-air? Do something, Rio. Yeah. I think with certain connects of Crouch Fierce as an anti-air, you can get the knee, the regular knee. Yeah. And you can always get like light chop still, and you can always get super still. So if you want to get those follow-ups, that's like, those are always available to you. But Crouch Hard Punch is a good anti-air, but it's not, it doesn't shrink his hurt box very much. It will clean beat attacks. I just clean beat an attack there. It doesn't work at ranges as much as he would think. I'm surprised people use this as little as they do. You have to do it kind of early, or else things like that will happen. But like, considering how bad his anti-air jab is, I would think that people would use his other anti-air options. Anti-air jab is unfortunately probably his second or third best anti-air, and the best general use one. It comes out really fast. It easily gets counter hits. It actually does shrink his hurt box a little bit, so it's reliable. But it doesn't have that many active frames, which means if you do it early, you eat a full jump in. And it's also like not that good at anti-airing cross-ups. You think it would be kind of better than it is. You can walk under an anti-air cross-up, but it's not. That's not always available. It's not that bad. It's just it doesn't do very much damage, and it doesn't have that many active frames, and it doesn't really dissuade jumping at all. It's not as good as like Chun-Li's like stand short, which is my main problem with it. It's 30 damage. 36 if you manage to get a counter hit with it. That hurts. That's not very strong. Compared to like Crouch Fierce with follow-up. That hurts. That's powerful. That gets you a knockdown too. Light chop or EX knee generally if you get 2 hits. But those are his general 2 anti-airs. You can also use EX knee as an anti-air, which is probably his best anti-air, because it actually has like true upper body invincibility, which makes it work really reliably as an anti-air. Basically, regardless of timing, it'll work. But needing meter to do an anti-air is kind of a pain, but it does work at like a lot of different ranges. So like EX knee is kind of the best one if you have the bar. It works from really far out. You have to do it kind of early though. That only worked because I hit the limb, so if he empty jumped, I wouldn't have hit him. Oh yeah, I should mention that. In fact, that's important. If you do anti-air jab and then dash in, creates a tricky scenario for the opponent. Not only is it like you can get surprise cross-ups or not, depending on the range from the opponent, even like your frame advantage afterwards, so you can then immediately throw them or like, you know, stand strong, and that's basically a really good mix-up. So that's a nice thing about stand jab, is that it leads to a follow-up. Kind of like Chun-Li's, but Alex has a better mix-up following. Chun-Li only has the left-right mix-up, but Alex has the left-right mix-up and the command grab mix-up. So in that regard, it's pretty good. And you can also like make them land into a stand hard kick or something like that. You would do it earlier than I did it, but that's safe, and also it gets crush counters and stand fierce as well, towards fierce rather. Making them land into a towards fierce is really good. That was bad because I knew I was going to go under. Towards fierce is also a crush counter, and it's also safe, and it also hit confirms even on non-counter hit. So in general, it's better. You would do that one instead. It's also a better tick because it leaves you close to the opponent, which then like allows you to go for command grabs and stuff. Anyway, towards fierce. I should have also mentioned that while we're talking about anti-airs. Towards fierce is a pretty good anti-air. It easily gets counter hits, and if you get that crush counter hit, you can actually do like I think a medium slash elbow. And you can even super cancel that medium slash elbow if you're so inclined. And it's pretty cool looking and does lots of damage. I've never seen anyone do that in a match, but it's theoretically not very difficult. But like towards fierce is really good at getting counter hits because it goes really, really high up. And it works from closer than you would think, but it's also you can't use it to anti-air like straight over your head like you can with jab. It's better than you think though. It's like a lot better than people are giving it credit for. It works at most ranges. Look at that. That clean beat his attack. Towards fierce is pretty good. Just do it early because it's so tall that you can afford to do it early. And then if you get those counter hits, then get that medium knee. It's kind of funky charging. Medium slash elbow. Um, you have to do towards to do the towards fierce, and then you have to hold backwards immediately to get the charge for the slash elbow. If you're good with charge buffering, it'll come really natural to you. But if you've never really done stuff like that before, it might take you a little while to learn it. But like I get it most of the time, and I think if I played Alex, I get it all the time. I feel like there's one other anti-air that I should have mentioned that I forgot about. Oh, regular knee. That was it. That was the one I was thinking of earlier. Regular knee doesn't have upper body invincibility until the hit like the EX knee does, but it's still really high, really fast, so you can use it just like in the same way they use light DPs in Street Fighter 4. You don't want to wait for them to attack. You just, as soon as you see the jump, you just do it. And it's really fast. Especially like the light one, I think. But it won't, like, if they do early air attacks, they'll beat you, but if they do early air attacks and you don't do it, then they'll just, like, they won't be able to hit you on the ground. So basically, it's like a 50-50. But, like, no one does early air attacks, so it's not even like a 50-50. But, like, that's a good anti-air if you've got good reactions. Maybe don't do that one online, but in person it's actually pretty good. But you need EX if you want the invincibility. Anyway, distracted by anti-airs. Where were we? Stand Runhouse, Stand Fierce, Crutch Fierce, and now on to Crutch Runhouse. There's really not that much to say about this move. It goes pretty far. I'll say that about it. That's pretty nice. The range is good. But like most sweeps, it's pretty minus 12. That's enough that every character in the game can punish it, even at like max range. So don't just go throwing it out like crazy. There's not a lot to say with most sweeps. Like every other sweep in the game, it's a crush counter, and it's a hard knockdown if you get that crush counter. And he has one command normal from among his hards, which is that one, the towards fierce. This is actually probably Alex's best normal, and the one that everyone should be hitting all the time if they want to play this character. There's some bug associated with it. I think if the opponent's in block stun, the towards fierce won't always hit a crouching opponent. It's supposed to hit crouching opponents, okay? It won't always hit from like far away against crouching opponents, but it should always hit from close. But if the opponent's like in recoil, or like getting reset, I think, from an attack or something like that, the towards fierce will sometimes just whiff. There's some bug associated with that. It's probably going to get fixed at some point because it's to the great ire of all Alex players. But just in general, this is a really sick normal in the situations where it works, which is most of the time. And let's see here. It's +3 on block, I'm pretty sure. So you get a follow-up mix-up if it's blocked. Like you get a 50-50 going. Yeah, +3 on block, +5 on hit. If it's blocked, you can go to stand strong, and that'll beat everything, like all light normals. Because it's the 3-frame window, and you're hitting a medium button, so it'll beat even 3-frame normals. And then from there, you can do like a chop. That's a little unsafe because chops are like -4, but from that range, it's a little bit spaced, so a lot of characters suddenly have trouble punishing it. You can just do stand strong by itself. You can do like stand strong, like stand short, I think. It's not really like a whole string. No, that's not it. What is it? You've got like little options there. The stand strong can't hit confirm anything from that far away, but it's like a 50-50. You can V-trigger it as well if you want to. Oh, I didn't even mention that. You can V-trigger cancel the sweep. I don't think that's that strong, but it does work. If towards fierce hits, it's +5, so you can do stand jab into light chop, or stand short into EX chop, the generic follow-ups he has. If it's a counter hit, it's a crush counter, and it causes spin stun again, so if you really want to, you can command grab them. I think I missed it. I don't remember if you have time to dash, but generally you don't command grab. Generally you just do one of the normal follow-ups, one of them like stand fierce something. Stand fierce into medium chop generally. This doesn't leave you as point blank, I think, as the Stand Roundhouse does. So if you have a choice between the two of them, and I'm pretty sure they do the same damage, that was 253. 241. Okay, Stand Roundhouse is just better in terms of like crush counter punishes. V-trigger lariat from the sweep. If the sweep hits, it's not going to combo, and if it's blocked, then... Oh. You mean like this? Oh. I don't know if that's that strong, though. Yeah, sledgehammer. Yeah, it takes a lot of charging to make it unblockable. It's important to note that that works, though. We'll talk more about those. Um. Anyway, towards Fierce on counter hit, you get like Stand Fierce into medium chop, probably the go-to. And that then puts you into a 50-50. On block, or on normal hit, you get Stand Light Punch into Light Chop, or just like you can just ditch that combo and just go for the reset anyway. If it's blocked, you can either do like a light normal or medium normal or something like that. I think you can do two, no, not two jabs. You can just do a light normal or medium normal there. Or you can actually grab the opponent with command grab. On block, it's +3, and his immediate command grab is like, what was Alex? Like 6-frame command grab, or is it 5? I do not remember offhand. Powerbomb is 6. Okay. So an immediate command grab will beat normals, theoretically, since normals and command grab sitting on the same frame. Command grab will win. So if the opponent blocks the first hit, or blocks the towards Fierce, an immediate command grab should beat anything they do other than jump or backdash. That was medium. I think hard is out of range, but medium seems to still be in range. And light always is. Let's see here. That's all his grounded normals, right? Pretty sure. This frame data does not, V-frames does not make note of his crouch, his down air down fierce at all. Air normals, wow, that's different from third strike. Maybe don't hit jump jab at all. I think that was my conclusion the first time I analyzed this character by myself. I was like, wow, that's probably not a good normal. And I like experimented with anti-air jump jab, and it's really not that good. Alex's stand jab pretty much takes the place of anti-air light normals, so he doesn't really need to worry about that. But if he does want to do it, jump short is better. Anyway, jump medium punch is kind of angled down and doesn't have that much hit stun. Same with jump short. So if you wanted to go for a tick throw, you might do those. Wow, I didn't even intend to whiff that. That's kind of a good mix-up on paper. That would get people. Anyway, the block stun is really short, so if you get kind of a high connect, you can land and instantly command grab, and a lot of people won't be ready for that kind of command grab, so it makes a pretty good tick. You can do that jump strong as well. Jump strong does a little bit more damage if it happens to hit. But has more block stun, which means people will be more ready for the mix-up. You can do that for normal throw too. That kind of thing works surprisingly well for how little people use it. Jump forward, I think, is a good air-to-air. The angle looks really stupid, but the range is very nice. So in practice, it ends up being pretty good. Yeah, that looks all right. Did I really preemptively there? Stand roundhouse, or jump roundhouse does pretty much the same thing though, and that does a bit more damage. So maybe do jump roundhouse instead. Jump fierce has a very low angled hitbox, which means you can do jump and then a kind of high jump fierce. Not as high as I thought, and then hit people like from pretty high up. That's your best hope at like a normal that goes down for Alex. All of his air normals kind of go out. If you want a normal that goes down, jump fierce is your go-to. But even then, like you think you could hit it earlier, then you can hit it. Jump roundhouse and jump fierce do the same damage, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick from those. I generally see people do jump roundhouse just because it's what they're used to and it has better range. Air down fierce is that one command normally had. It does pause midair, so a lot of anti-airs that are very, very short active frames, for example, other Alex stand jab, or maybe Chun stand short. I don't know. I think both of those characters will probably recover in time to block. This is very slow. It's not that slow. I don't know. It'd probably work. But the point is, certain anti-airs are really bad at anti-airing both a normal jump in and this. So on those characters, you could get like a 50-50 going. The problem is this is unsafe on block. So you wouldn't want to do it if you could help it. It's like a like maybe you could have that mix up, but if someone's just like doing anti-air block or something like that, then they're gonna punish you with a full combo. If it does hit, it's plus frames enough to combo out of. But the recovery is really long, so I think you can't get like stand fierce or anything like that. You can probably get stand strong with certain connects. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like it's not that good of a command normal. I would advise not using this move at all, or at least very rarely. There's one other little boon to it. If it hits a mid-air opponent, I think it actually creates a juggle state. So if you happen to somehow air to air with this normal, you can get a knee following, which is not very practical in a real match because you have to hit this going down. Like you can't do it. You can't do like instantly jump and do it. You basically have to already be doing it, and the opponent you like see the opponent hit the midair. It's not like Dalsim's Yoga Mummy or anything like that, where you've got some component of anti-airing with it. This is pretty much just like an incidental connect. It's like, whoa, let's have an air-to-air follow-up on the move that is so slow that it'll get beaten by literally every other air-to-air in the game. I would generally say this is a pretty shitty move, but it's important to know that it does in fact function for various things. So it's important to be aware of what those things are. There you go. You get knee, and you could theoretically get light chop to super. You'd have to analyze the range, analyze the height at which you connect. I don't think I'll ever see anyone pull that off in a real match. It's just very impractical. That's it for his normals, right? Specials. He's got the flash chops. I've been talking about them nonstop. Quarter circle forward punch. It's pretty much just go-to combo ender for like resetting. The light one combos from lights and mediums. The hard one combos from Stand Fierce. I mean the medium one combos from Stand Fierce. So like if you can end with the medium, end with the medium. But if you can only end with the lights, end with the lights. The damage is okay, but it's more so useful because it leaves you pretty close to the opponent, and also like Alex is a mix-up character, so it leaves you with the mix-up. The damage is not very good. None of them knocked down except the EX one. It's mostly just like you can end with slash elbow. It's unsafe. That's what I was gonna get to. Oh yeah, it eats up fireballs too. That's unfortunately somewhat impractical, but it does eat fireballs. Is this a fireball? Oh hello. Should have done it right then and there. It is a projectile hitbox, so you can use it to destroy fireballs. That builds a little bit of meter for you, so it's better than dodging fireballs with other methods. But that's something that someone could maybe whiff punish you for unless you were pretty far away. Or you wouldn't even be able to do like chop on reaction unless you were pretty far away. So that's not really a huge deal. But thanks for bringing that up. But it's pretty quick, so it's usually his combo ender. It doesn't require charge like some of his other moves. It is unsafe. It's like -4 for all versions. -4 means punishable by lights, and you can space it so that lights aren't really in range. Like that was, I just did it and had it blocked, but like Ryu doesn't have a punish there, I'm pretty sure. Most characters won't have a punish from that range. So you can use it, you can space it to be safe, basically. And there's a little bit of a gimmick to getting counter hits with it. So like if you, let's say I deliberately canceled to the wrong version. Most Alex's players don't do this, but I just want to stress that it is possible. Let's say I deliberately canceled. Let's say I cancel stand strong into strong chop. That normally doesn't work, but like people might. It's possible to get counter hits doing like really slow chops because people like think they can interrupt or something like that. They hit buttons automatically, stuff like that. And if you happen to get those counter hits, you can link out of like the chops. Maybe not like that. So there's a little bit of meta about that. And also that chop would theoretically be like safe on block. Or space to be safe on block. That's actually not that far away. They push the opponent a little more on block than hit, I think. But I just wanted to stress that is a thing you can do. You can deliberately like cancel like a jab into a hard one, or like a strong into a hard one, or a strong into a medium one, or something like that. And fish for counter hits like that by having openings in your block strings by merit of your long cancels. People will be able to react to that though. It just depends on whether they're conditioned to it and how ready they are for that sort of thing. Oh, I didn't mention this, but I feel like I should have mentioned this. Alex's jump short is a cross up. It's a very bad cross up, but it exists. Having a cross up at all is strong. But it's a very small cross up. Easy for it to whiff at the wrong ranges. I'm trying to deliberately misrange it. If you hit it nice and low, it'll usually work, but not always. And it doesn't have a whole lot of block stun, so you've got to go into, I think, stand strong or even stand jab. Yeah, there you go. Damn. You need to hit it really deep if you want to combo into a medium normal, which unfortunately limits its utility. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about Flash Chop. Oh, and it's generally used for his... No, it's not all I've got to say, because there's an entire version of Flash Chop I didn't talk about at all. hard flash chop is ridiculously slow and does not combo from anything, but um, it causes a very interesting state, a back turn, and from that back turn you can then combo into half circle back punch, a backdrop, a suplex. You can also cancel into an EX version. I don't think that command grab is quite the same as his normal command grab, because it's technically canceling from his hard flash chop. I don't think the version matters at all. I think it always does the same damage, 216. Or the EX. There's only normal or EX. There's no different versions besides that. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. So if you've got, like, if you punish something kind of big, like, if you've got time to get off a hard flash chop is your go-to for meterless punish options. It's like if you've got a very small window, you do stand fierce into medium chop. If you've got a bigger window, you would do a hard flash chop into suplex. And if you had a really big window, you'd probably like do a jump in combo. I'm bad. 235. That's like about the same damage as this. Anyway, the interesting thing about this is if you get a counter hit stand fierce, which is not the rarest thing in the world, especially given Alex's V skill, gives you the ability to get guaranteed counter hits. If you get a counter hit stand fierce, you can actually combo the stand fierce cancel into hard flash chop. And the interesting thing about that is that it actually does more damage than a lot of his V trigger. I mean, his crush counter punishes. Like that did 301, 515. And that did 253, 435. So my go-to V-trigger meterless punish actually does less damage than my stand fierce into hard flash chop into suplex. And granted, the crush counter punish will give you V-meter, which is nice. But it's interesting to note that Alex is like the only character in the game where if you're punishing something that gets a guaranteed counter hit, for example a Shoryuken, for example Ryu Shoryuken, he wouldn't necessarily go for the crush counter, unlike like every other character. That's like his higher damage meterless punish. Let's see here. If you have super or like meter, then things change a little bit. What's I guess next special move? EX chop. There's nothing to say about it. It's faster than light chop, and it does more damage and it knocks down. So basically, use it in any situation where you could use light or medium chop, and you just want to get a knockdown and do more damage. Basically, if you want to use bar to do more damage, use fucking EX chop. Slash elbow. There's not a whole lot to say with this move. The light one is -4, which is unsafe-ish. Most characters can't punish it because he's not point blank when on recovery. This is kind of far for most light normals to go. Like Chun-Li stand short might be able to go that far, maybe, but like most light normals don't go that far. I don't think Ryu could punish it at all. So generally it's safe, and if you space it, it's even safer. So you can use it to a small degree to annoy the opponent, like just like canceling into it to get some like block damage and pressure and whatnot if you have the charge. And the fact that it usually combos from like most combos from his stand medium punch and stand hard punch is a nice little thing. But you can use it to like annoy with cancels and whatnot. And it does do good damage and chip, and it's not that hard to space. The medium one, hard one, and EX one all knocked down. They go a lot farther, and they're a lot more unsafe. The medium one is like -6, I think. Yeah, and the hard one's -7, and the EX one is -10. So they've got a lot more startup, and they're a lot more punishable. And also, it's a lot harder to space them. You'll have a really hard time spacing the medium one. So most people only use like the light one and the hard one in some combos, and the EX one, which has a very important niche. But it's important to note that the medium one is used from like stand fierce in punishes, like super combo punishes. If I had like a crush counter and I wanted to do the max damage, like a crush counter punish, I wanted to do the max damage that I would probably do stand roundhouse, stand fierce, medium elbow into super. That'd probably be the go-to. 506. So it's used in some of his combos. That you could also do medium chop there, but medium elbow does a little bit more damage, 90 instead of 80. But But if you just want to be that Alex who only uses drops because you don't want to screw around with that move, that's understandable because drop is good even if you don't really know what you're doing, and elbow is unsafe to drop and requires charge and like is only good in some scenarios, whereas chop is like good all the time. It's kind of like a specialty knowledge. It's like squeezing a little bit more damage out of your combos. The EX one is really important because it's his reversal. And it's not, it has armor, but I think it only has one hit of armor, so you can't use it to go through EX fireballs, and you can't easily react to whether it's a normal fireball or an EX fireball by the time you need to use it. So if the opponent throws an EX fireball, it can kind of fuck you up a little bit. But you can use it to go through fireballs, and you can use it to contest pressure to some degree. Because it's not invincible from, or it doesn't have armor from frame 1, you can't necessarily do it on wake up because the opponent could just do a media that beats it. And it's also throwable because it only has armor. It's not like invincible or anything like that. So that was me like doing it like super late. You need to do it earlier than this because you don't have the armor immediately. But if you just do it on reaction to a fireball, it's not that hard. You can use it to punish fireballs. And Alex otherwise struggles with fireballs. In fact, he struggles with fireballs even with this because it requires charge and meter and good reactions, and it still loses to EX fireballs. So that's kind of bad. But that is the option that he has against fireballs, and it works from really surprising ranges. That was a bit too far. The sooner you hit the opponent, the sooner it's, as you would expect. It doesn't. It's kind of like he does the follow up faster if he touches the opponent compared to if he doesn't touch the opponent. If that makes any sense. Oh yeah, and it's really punishable because it's his reversal. It's -10, so if the opponent blocks it, they can get like a hard normal combo. So avoid having it be blocked at all costs. Oh, but it's still good against frame traps because the initial 2 frames don't usually matter for frame traps. Usually the opponent hits you in the startup of your attack, but usually not the first frame of your attack. So if it was like Ryu doing stand strong, I think you can EX slash elbow through that, for example. Stuff like that. Unfortunately, it's going to be a theme that Alex has absolutely no reversals that work against throws. Like Sledgehammer is his other, like, halfway decent reversal option, which is kind of shitty, but that can just get thrown. And his only unthrowable move is the move I'm going to talk about in a second, that thing. And that you can just, like, throw and then hold up. And if Alex doesn't get thrown, then, like, you get a full... If he does that to not get thrown, you get a full jumping combo on him. You can, like, react. So that's not very good. Alex really struggles with meaty throw. Which also makes him somewhat weak to other grapplers, interestingly. He has a lot of tools that make him really strong against other grapplers, like his pretty good poking game, so it's not like that bad. I don't know how Alex does against other grapplers overall, but it's important to note that his defense against those is pretty bad. He probably suffers against Nikali, for example. That's all I've got to say for Slash Elbow. The EX one is 14 frame startup, which is abysmally slow. It's really difficult to use it as a reversal in that regard. Air Stampede. These are pretty much only used as anti-airs or in combos. The EX and normal knee. I didn't show it off earlier, and I should have mentioned it, but one, stand fierce combos into on hard hit or counter hit. Stand fierce combos into hard slash elbow. And I don't think you can do anything outside the corner, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I think you need to be in the corner. Oh, you can do super, but that's not even any more damage than, like, doing medium chop into it. It's a smidge more, but the fact that you need counter hit makes it completely useless. But super's the follow-up there. I forgot. Anyway, that's not important. You'll never ever land that in a match. But that is important for like combos like that. In the corner, you have like other combos available. You have other juggles. So you can do like knee, or you can do crouch fierce knee, which is the combo that most people do. That does pretty good damage, and it looks pretty cool. So if you ever happen to have a guaranteed counter hit, and the opponent's somewhat close to a corner, like if you block a Ryu DP from like here, then that would be the combo you would go to. It's just kind of like a niche knowledge. Anyway, knee is pretty much just a combo ender for after crouch fierce, after hard slash elbow, or just as an anti-air. Not that many uses for it besides that, and I guess like air down fierce. But it's rarely used outside of anti-air and counter hit. EX knee used to hit standing opponents in Street Fighter 3, but now it doesn't. Kind of makes me sad. I wish they would give that a hitbox against standing opponents, and I wish they would make it like a true reversal. I feel like Alex would appreciate that a lot. All right, head crush and stomp. Wait, I wasn't. I was talking about. I called that move air stampede, but that's not air stampede. I think stomp is air stampede. What's the knee's name? The knee's not even on here. Are you fucking kidding me? B-frames, please. Air stampede is the stomp, and the knee is just straight up not on here. I think the knee's name is knee bazooka or something. No, that might be Guile. Air knee smash. I think that's it. Something like that. Air stampede is his stomp. Charge down, up kick. That motion plus the motion of this, which is charge down, up punch, are kind of aggravating because if he's holding down back, he can't easily do instant air lights. But that's just a little annoying thing. Stomp cannot cross up in this game. It's also dramatically faster. I'm pretty sure it's still an overhead. It says mid, so yes. You've got to choose the range kind of carefully because you have to land in front of the opponent instead of behind him, like you could in Street Fighter 3. So, for example, hard would be terrible from this range. It does whiff really fast. So, like, people, if they're, like, looking, if they don't realize, if they're trying to, like, punish it on block and then you don't ever hit, you can throw them kind of, like, probably faster than they're expecting. But all the knees are actually unsafe. I think they're all -5, so most characters, you can, like, get throw punishes, or, like, if you have a command grab, you can maybe do that. Like, Zangief could SPD them. And most light and some medium normals will be able to punish 5-frame attacks, -5 attacks. So you don't want to be reckless with it, because you're almost always going to be close enough for them to punish you. There's no dead areas. There's always a version that works. I feel like that's important to note. You don't have to worry about, like, I mean, there are dead areas from, like, really far out. None of my normal versions will hit from this far out. I'm pretty sure not even the EX one will. EX is safe. That's important. I think EX still can't cross up. It's difficult to even figure that out, isn't it? Yeah, EX still can't cross up. EX comes out pretty quickly, and it goes really far. And you can actually steer it. Like, you have, if you hold back, he'll go not very far. If you're neutral, he'll go kind of far. And if you go hold forward, he'll go really far. I think there might be dead areas for the EX one. There might be some ranges where it won't work. Yeah, I think hard would have gone over there. Backdash, little back walk. That was enough. Backdash, slightly bigger back walk. Backdash, slightly, oh fuck. Alright, looks pretty good. You can use this to punish fireballs to some degree, but you could also use the X/elbow to punish fireballs, and you still need charge for both of them, so it's not a huge difference. This also whiffs really fast, and it's also safe on block, unlike /elbow, so it's a little bit more safe if it doesn't hit in time. And it is an overhead, and, you know, it forms a small mix-up. Mix-up is in air quotes that no one can see except me, with his other move, the charge down up punch. Because that one, if you try and hold up against the stomp, you'll get hit. And this move, you'll get hit if you block, but if you hold up, you punish it. But you can just block and then jump, and that'll, like, beat the mix-up. So it's not that good, but it's important to note that they do look kind of similar. Alex flips for the punch one, but not the kick one. And, oh, can they quick rise stomp? I think that is the quick rise. I have him set to normal recovery. So I think no. I think stomp is just a hard knockdown. Yeah. That's important to note. Oh yeah, this is your best hope against EX fireballs because Alex otherwise hates them. I think the punch one goes slightly farther, but it's a bit slower. This one you can also steer. So this one is, it'll hit crouching opponents, it'll hit standing opponents, but it won't hit backdashes or jumps. So if the opponent neutral jumps it, they can punish you. It's pretty much just a bigger version of Birdie's half circle back kick. You can cancel into it, but it's kind of too slow to really make that scary. I saw Snake Eyes pull that one out. It's kind of cool. All of Alex's cancels are off standing normals. That one, I don't even think you can do it from... Okay, you can do it from stand fierce. It's just precise. Anyway, you can get, like, you can hide I saw Snake Eyes do something like this. You can hide that in you can get down charge and then do a stand and then cancel that standing normal into the flip. It requires a little bit of complex charging, but it's actually a pretty nice little reset. And people trying to jump out. It's fast enough that you can catch people just interrupting, because he does like jump into the air and become quote unquote immune to some hits just purely because of his hitbox moving so much. He doesn't have any invincibility anywhere on this, except throw invincibility. Um, but it's slow and reactable, and if they neutral jump, they get a full jump and punish, which is awful. So you can gimmick people out with it if they don't know the counter, but if they do know the counter, then at the best you can use it to just punish fireballs and get a little gimmicky mix up with the stomp that you shouldn't even go for because both options are kind of unrewarding and punishable. And there's technically an option select that'll beat both, which is just block and then jump. What now? I don't have that much to say about the head crush move. It's not that good. A lot of the pros have kind of like beaten it down. They're kind of like, wow, this is actually one of the worst moves in the game. Stomp is also kind of useless. It's more useless than it was in Third Strike, where it was actually safe. I feel like it should be safe in this game too, because his only real presence from this far out, like he can't easily approach. Like he's got a good forward dash, but his only real presence is jumping, which every character has, or like that stomp that's unsafe and also not very fast, or that thing that's unsafe and not very fast. Oh yeah, it does a lot of stun. 250. That was the hard one. 250 for all of them. In fact, I'm pretty sure the range doesn't... Like, I'm pretty sure the punch just determines the range and not anything including the damage. The stomp does 200 stun. So they're both pretty stunny. That's kind of important. I don't think you can come with a stomp from anything, but it'd be really cool if you could. Oh, imagine if that worked. That'd be so cool. No, he has no throws against reversals. If the opponent does meaty throw and Alex does reversal stun headbutt thing, then the opponent can hold up and still jump out. They can react and still escape. So he has absolutely nothing against the throw, except take the throw. And taking the throw opens you up to frame traps. Let's see here. I feel like I'm missing a special move still. His command grab, the most important special move he has, is the last one I bring up. Alex has a 6-frame command grab. That's a little shittier than other command grabs in terms of startup. Most of them are 5. But it does have kind of good range compared to most command grabs. The light one goes really far. The hard one doesn't go like that far, but it's still farther than other hard command grabs. The damage is pretty nice, 160 to 180. Light has the most range, does the least damage. Hard does the most damage, has the least range. Basically, you pick the strongest one that will still hit. The light one is the one that most people use, though, because range is more important than damage on these things. Nearly every attack he has is a pretty decent like setup. It's really easy to reset into this. And Alex's confirms and stuff don't knock down, which one makes it easier for opponents. On the plus side, it makes it easier to reset opponents into powerbomb, but on the downside, Alex has a really hard time knocking opponents down sometimes. Alex and Lawrence is 6, Nikelais is 8, and then Mika, Birdie, and Zangief are all 5. Vegas is slow. I think Vegas is like 8. What else about Powerbomb? It's got an EX1 that has a pretty significant increase in damage. I think it's the best in all regards. I think it has the most range. I think it does the most damage. And I think it does the most... I'm like trying to find the max range here. I think it has decent Oki. I think the go-to... I think they all have the same Oki. The go-to after you land that is to do a light slash elbow, which is meaty and safer than normal. Vegas is 6. That's pretty good. And I think you might be able to get something off of that because it's meaty. I don't know. I don't remember if it happens to hit. Let's give it a try. Fuck. 220 damage is a lot. That's important to note. For a command grab, that's pretty strong. Alright, that's like insanely far away. Maybe I'm misremembering. But that's how you keep in if you land a power bomb. The opponent might be able to react to that with a reversal, but a lot of characters don't even have reversals. But like that, like, you know, a lot of characters are just forced to block that. So it's like, you know, the damage of the power bomb plus the chip of the slash elbow, and also you're still in. You're not really in after a light slash elbow, but you're kind of close. Like Alex can play footsies really well at this range, stuff like that. Um, what else about powerbomb? You have the powerbomb follow up from the slash elbow and also from the sledgehammer. So like from the hard, not slash elbow, hard flash drop. Fuck. Hard flash drop has like kind of not quite powerbomb follow up. It's not actually powerbomb, but it's like a special move that's kind of like powerbomb. It's got the same input. It looks the same, but doesn't really look the same. It's like a special cancel that's supposed to imitate powerbomb. It's because of the way he worked in Third Strike. And the same thing with sledgehammer. There's like a special command grab. I'm doing really early. It's late. That's done using the powerbomb input. Anyway, I think I've gone through all the special moves. Basically, like your entire game as Alex is to either like get the opponent to block so that you're landing command grabs, or get the opponent trying to escape command grabs so you can hit them during their back dashes or their jumps or stuff like that. Oh, I should mention that what was I gonna say? Shit, I'd like something super important. If you do powerbomb, if you've got like a reset situation like this, like I could do powerbomb, and it's like, the only way that they can get out of that is either unblock, is either a reversal, which I can block and punish if I guess right, or a backdash, which will get hit by something like this, or neutral jump, or back jump, or forward jump, which will like an anti-air on reaction. Maybe with that, maybe with like back jump is harder for me to anti-air on reaction. Alex might be able to predictably do something like that, or I can hit it before he even leaves the ground. If I do like something like stand strong, it'll hit him in his pre-jump frames. You can do something like that until like light chop. Anyway, the point is that's a mix-up. Powerbomb creates mix-ups out of like a lot of plus frames attacks. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that. Two things about slash elbow. One, it's actually a pretty good anti-air. I mean, it's not. It's more like an incidental anti-air. You wouldn't anti-air with it on purpose. But if they're trying to jump out, the fact of the matter is that slash elbow is kind of good at like hitting people as they're leaving the ground. So in that regard, you're going to land it quite a lot. No, I never did how to play Mika. And the other thing about V reversal, which is actually a massive bitch and not a good thing, and a pretty serious design oversight. Please tell me this is towards spheres. Please. God, Ryu, what the fuck is that? Why would I ever record that? Alright, cool. Alex's V reversal is towards plus kicks, and coincidentally his slash elbow is towards plus kicks while holding down back. So if Alex is in block stun less than he thought he was going to be, and he does towards plus kicks, then he'll get EX slash elbow, which is occasionally a really, really terrible thing to do on accident. On one hand, if you do only 2 kicks, you'll always get slash elbow and never V reversal. If you're trying to get a normal reversal and not a V reversal. But if you're trying to get a V reversal, there's no input you can have to make sure that you get like the V reversal and not slash elbow. It's kind of a shitty little thing that they didn't really think about. It's like they got it right with Zangief, where he has to do kicks for his V reversal because of lariat being punches, so you never fuck that up. But it really should have been towards plus punches for Alex, because that doesn't have command overlap and towards plus kicks does. So that was kind of a mistake. What else about? I guess V skill, right? Covered all special moves. V skill guarantees your next attack will be a counter hit. If your next attack is blocked, then it goes away. But if your next attack whiffs, then it's saved. So it's until you connect with your opponent, your next attack is a counter hit. But if you're blocked, then it goes away. And also if you take damage, it goes away. But if you block attacks, it doesn't. So until you lose health or until you connect with the opponent, you have this hard hit stocked. And you can have it for a long time. And then just suddenly hit the opponent. It's like, oh, surprise, hard hit. Unfortunately, it takes kind of a long time to get this little charge. And if you do it after a knockdown, you're sacrificing your ability to get in after your knockdown. And if you do it like in footsies, there's a chance that they'll hit you. So basically, the only time you can really get it off is dizzies. And you'll get a lot of dizzies with Alex, and you should do it every time you get a dizzy because the combos are pretty strong. but the fact of the matter is it's kind of hard to use that V skill well. It also doesn't build V trigger very directly. Like I don't think doing that builds V meter at all, to be honest. Wait, wrong one. Yeah, getting hard hits doesn't build V trigger. A hard hit is functionally identical to a counter hit. Like it does, it adds the same percentage of damage, which is 120%. It adds the same percentage of stun. It does, it still inflicts crush counters, and those crush counters will still give you V-bar, the same amount of V-bar. It still adds +2 frames to like everything. So like literally a hard hit is just identical to a counter hit, but it does have like a different thing, different little icon. Also, if you get a hard hit and counter hit at the same time, they don't stack, but they do both show up on the side of the screen, which is kind of aggravating for like using, I don't know, hit confirming, I guess. It'd be nice if they stacked. They should have made it stack. What the fuck? Why have I never really thought about that? Why didn't they make it stack? Anyway, it's really nice to get counter hit combos in situations where you can't normally get counter hit combos, such as punishes. And also, if you have the screen position to play with, for example, if you're playing a zoning matchup against the characters that are more rushed down than Alex, which is pretty much only other grapplers, you can probably get that off every now and then. And it makes your stand hard kick go from being a kind of dangerous move to a really dangerous move. I thought that worked. So, it's okay, but the fact of the matter is, like, you only get one chance for each V skill, and V skill doesn't come easy, so it's not that good. But I just want to mention that, you know, if you got like a dizzy, let's say, you would do like a V skill and then probably like a stand roundhouse, and then from there you would do either probably stand hard punch to medium chop, or if you were kind of close to the corner, you would do hard slash elbow into crutch fierce into knee, or if you had some meter that you wanted to spend, you would do stand hard kick, stand fierce into EX chop, or I think you could actually do, this might do more damage, that's 309. That's 317. Alright, you do crutch fierce instead if you want to burn one bar. Super can counter hit, yeah. I don't know if I don't think the whole super gets 120%. In fact, I think only the first hit does. Or like if you didn't have any meter, but you wanted to do like the most damage meterless you could, you would do like stand fierce. If you get the hard hit, if you get the crush counter, then that combo no longer becomes available. But those would be your like go-to follow-ups, for example, if you got a dizzy. And you can get the hard hit and then like move the opponent closer to the corner or something like that, depending on how fast they shake and how much Oki time you have in the situation which you get the dizzy, stuff like that. What now? That's pretty much V-Skill in a nutshell. There's not that much to say about it. It's kind of cool the way it works with his flash drops to make his medium punch work into medium flash drop and his hard punch work into his hard flash drop. On paper, that's really neat, but the fact that the chops are unsafe kind of makes it impossible to really fully utilize. I feel like they should have done something different about that. I'm complaining a lot about Alex's design. I actually feel like Alex is fairly well maintained from Third Strike. Unfortunately, he wasn't very good in Third Strike, and I feel like he's not that great in this game. Did I ever talk about the overhead? I'll talk about that last. There's only his V trigger and his super left. Let's talk about his overhead. He has an overhead towards strong. There's really not that much to say about it. I'm pretty sure it's -6 on block. I'm pretty sure it's neutral on hit. Let me actually figure that out. -4 on block, +1 on hit. I had the frame data completely wrong. 22 frame startup is pretty damn slow for an overhead. Like, really slow. Like, anyone can react to that. The range is amazing. I will say that. Like, this range, +/-4, is deadly. And also the fact that Alex is a grappler. The opponent has a lot to worry about besides overheads. So, like, you know, you might catch someone jumping out or something like that. I don't think it has an additional hitbox above. I think that hitbox where it hits right there is like the first time it actually hits. So I don't think it'll hit sooner if they try and jump out. It's pretty safe for an overhead, but it's also pretty slow. So It's like okay. It kind of balances out. Yeah, most overheads are worse than that. So V-trigger. This is really weird. This is like a hard V-trigger to explain because it does a lot of different things that don't really make any sense together. It's basically a focus attack, except he can't do anything to make it. He can't cancel it. So like, okay. It has armor, and it actually has quote unquote unlimited armor. Let me actually find. Let me get Ryu do something. Let's just keep doing the Towards Fierce. Now, all you have to do is hold V trigger. Or do you tap it? Wait, how do you parry multiple hits? I thought you just held it. God, I'm embarrassed. I actually had this wrong. Fuck. Ryu, please. I only see Alex is doing it. I'm 100% sure you can do this into more of it. There you go. Alright, so you have to retap with each hit. That's kind of... You can't cancel the parry, I suppose, but it cancels on its own. I did it too early. Like, if I parry that first hit and then hold down back, I don't think I can't block in time. Ow. To block the second hit. Yeah. But if I parry both, that's normally a safe attack, that Towards Fierce. But if I parry both, that's a punish. Like, I recover fast enough to grab Ryu before he's, like, set to recover. And you can punish a lot of attacks if you get the right number of parries off, but you have to know what you're going to be parrying. So it's pretty easy to parry like a multi-hit attack, from what it seems. And you can punish normally safe stuff by doing that. And normally when you use the sledgehammer, once you charge that, there's no way to cancel it. You can't like dash cancel like you can a focus attack. So, and it's unsafe on block. So it's a really big commit to just start charging it, because there's no way to make it safe. But if you parry something, it cancels it. That's the only way to cancel it, is to parry something, and then stop holding the button. But you have to stop holding the button really fast. Like, see, I didn't do the sledgehammer there because I stopped holding it after I like absorbed the hit. So you can use it like a parry, and that's okay, but kind of risky. Because what if the opponent, like, what if you're trying to, if you use it like an anti-air, what if the opponent does empty jump throw or something like that? You can use it like a parry, and every time you successfully parry something, you get V meter back. Fuck. Let me consume some of my V meter, please. Alright. Fuck. It extends his combos, which is probably the better way to use it right now. I mean, theoretically, that parry will become kind of a big deal. But right now, you can combo Stand Fierce or Stand Strong or Crouch Strong into V-Trigger. And from any of those buttons, he can then get Stand Fierce. So you can use it. You can use the activation as a hit confirm. And if you're already in it, or from that Stand Fierce that you eventually go into, his max damage combos change. Like my go-to max damage combo would be Stand Fierce into Strong Chop for 162. All of a sudden, I can do I can cancel the Sledgehammer and then do Backdrop. So that increases his punish damage by quite a lot, and also gives him knockdowns. So if he's in V-Trigger, he's doing a lot more damage than he normally does, which is a pretty big deal. Note that kept me on the same side, but I can also end in a light or medium flash drop, and that will keep me on the new side. So he has a small degree of being able to choose where he's going to end up. Also, the medium flash drop creates a really nice little like guest scenario right there. Creates a reset, if you will, and that's really good. But it does less damage than just doing the power bomb ender on the initial sledgehammer. So it's useful for extending his combo options. And then even if you're doing like a normal that doesn't have as much hits done, like the crouch medium kick, you can still do like Stand Strong as your link and then do the sledgehammer from there. Once you're in V-Trigger, that sledgehammer combos from like every single normal he has. You can do it from Stand Towards Fierce. That's also a V-Trigger starter if you want to use it like that, but it's plus, so why would you? You can do it from Stand Roundhouse. and once you're in V-trigger, you can do it from stamina house like that. You can do it from sweep. You can do it from like literally, I'm pretty sure every single normal, except that one maybe. Yeah, everything except overhead. So it's important. It's good to know that he has like a lot of options that can combo into it, and you could probably do it like stand, like you could probably empty cancel stand run house. Like if you don't know if it's gonna hit or not, you're wondering whether it's gonna hit the opponent. Like if they stick out a limb. But that's kind of far. You may be able to do another one. That's plus as hell. I should have mentioned that. This is like plus like 17 or something. Yeah, you can do 2 stand run houses. That's how plus it is. It's a pretty optimized combo, really. This goes to show, though. And from that sledgehammer, I didn't show that off. The power bomb has no follow up on the sledgehammer, but if you do the medium chop, you can actually combo super. So that would be your go-to if you got the medium chop, like, and you had super and you wanted to land that. Do something like something like that. That would be like your generic max damage version of this combo. Actually pretty strong. Alex is decent damage. 500, 550. There's one other component to this. Oh, it's unblockable at full charge. It takes a long time to charge. Not that long. But it's got special properties if you get full charge. There's no like scaling to it. It's no like, gradually get stronger the longer you charge. There's partial and full. That's it. Partial is 80 damage, full is 130. Full has longer block stun. So like you can do I think a hard flash drop there. Yeah. So you can do hard flash drop into power bomb. That ends up doing quite a lot of damage. Fuck. 323. Not bad. But the sad thing is you can basically only get that off of like a dizzy. And that's unfortunate because, better combos when you've got a dizzy. You can't if you get I said it's unblockable. And I'll show off what happens if they guard it. If you're not in the know yet, guard breaks automatically set the scaling to 60%. So that's a combo. That's an unblockable combo, but it only does 84 damage, so it's not that bad. Like Alex, you hear unblockable and you're like, oh my god, that's so powerful, but like the threat of being guard broken is not that high. You can get like super as well. Is that an all guard? Yeah. So that was a combo. But the state for this one is not the same as like I'm getting full charge, okay? But I can't get a hard flash drop. Hard flash drop combos after full charge if it hits them, but not if they block it. So it's basically like a normal sledgehammer if they block it. So you can do medium chop or light chop or command grab, but you can't do the other follow-ups. Oh, hold on. There's 2 other components of this that I feel like are worth mentioning. One, every single time you do sledgehammer, it takes a pretty big chunk of your V bar, so don't throw it out willy-nilly. Alex's V bar is pretty short. It's only 2 bars, so you'll get V trigger pretty quickly. But I'd say confirm those sledgehammers if you can help it. And also, if you get a combo into V trigger, wait, how does this work? You can combo jab here, I think. It might only be a fully charged one. I don't know the timing at all. Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah. Okay, so this is really stupid. Medium flash chop does 80. Jab, jab, light flash chop does 113. You can squeeze out a smidge more damage, especially if you've got a heavily scaled combo, by doing 2 jabs into light flash chop rather than ending in medium flash chop. It sacrifices your really good follow-up scenario, mix-up scenario. It sacrifices your reset, but it's slightly better on a super combo. It'll do a little bit more damage. I'm actually going to attempt to get both so we can compare the damage and see if this is something that anyone would ever care about. That's probably your go-to, right? Probably be your go-to. So there's your normal connect. 441. This might take a few attempts. Damn. That's late. No one forget 441. That is so late. Fuck. It's not hard to time. I just don't know the window. Still got the 3 frames of leniency that you always have. Oh shit. That was it. Yeah, 441. Thank you. Thank you for writing it down. Alright. Sorry, that took several tries. 454. We have added 13 damage to this combo. Anyway, once you know the timing on that stand jab, it's not hard to hit. So just for the record, that would be your go-to, and you should know that because it's not difficult. It's just like weird. I didn't include that in my Alex B&B video, but it technically is the thing that you would do there. It's technically optimal. It's technically always available, and it's not like overly difficult, and it does add damage. So you know why not? But if you just want to use medium chop, then fucking be my guest. I think there's one other thing about. Oh yeah, if you get a crush counter sweep, I think that there's some like thing. I don't remember it. There's some setup where you can charge that. You probably whiff something. I think that just naturally works, right? Certain characters can't get out of that. Do I have Ryu? Do I have a wake up jump? I have 5 fucking guard recovery wake up actions. I don't have any. Alright, let me record one really fast. Oh. Go a little wake up jump. Yeah. See how he couldn't jump out of that, and it was also unblockable. Ryu could just uppercut me. But other characters, there are a lot of characters who actually have no escape. Send like kick after sweep crush counter. Thank you. That didn't work at all. You mean after sweep crush counter into... Yeah, that's it. Crush counter sweep V trigger. Stand like kick into sledgehammer. A lot of characters have no wake up for that. Like they just have to eat it. Like for example, Laura. The only thing I would be able to do as Laura is... I don't know if armor would work there actually. I have no idea. If it was hitting on my first stream of wake up, then not even my EX elbow would work. So it would be only super. So a lot of characters just have to eat that unblockable. So it's effectively a combo on those characters. Like Zangief doesn't have a way out of that. Zangief just has to Zangief has to get guard broken there. And then from that guard break, you do a little bit of extra damage. So this is like a safe poke. And then when you see it work, you can get that guard break and then... Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. If for some reason you fuck it up and you get sledgehammer on an airborne opponent, you can get a knee. That is something you can get on reaction, but also it's a rare scenario. Knee is one of the cancels you can do from sledgehammer. Like I've been showing off cancels into that and cancels into this, but knee is the other one. There's like 3. So if you happen to get a mid-air connect, you can do a knee in the other direction, then get like the combo like that. So like if you ever happen to get that, like I just did on accident because I fucked up my setup, if you ever happen to get anti-air sledgehammer, there is actually a combo. It's not just a scenario where you drop stuff. But the window is kind of weird. I think it's generally available. And EX makes it more consistent. Anyway. There's probably other setups if you're already in V-trigger and you do a sweep crush counter, you can probably just do it like that. I was a little late and I didn't do it immediately. So it might literally just be crush counter sweep into V-trigger. Yeah. Wow. That was like perfect. So if you're ever in V-trigger and you get a crush counter sweep, you just immediately V-trigger sledgehammer. That would do a lot less damage if they were holding back instead of trying to jump. If they're holding back, then I would have to do just the power bomb for fucking 184 or whatever it was. just 84 damage. But if I hit them before they could jump, I would have those setups. If they tried to escape and they like fucked it up or something like that. I was not in V-trigger. That would be if they tried to escape and failed. I could do that on reaction. But if they didn't try to escape, if they just held down back, then it would be this. Fuck. How about that guard all? There you go. 84. That would be what it would look like. Minus the pausing in between. The only thing I haven't really talked about with Alex is his super. Because that's pretty much all there is about V-trigger. It's like a parry, it's like a combo extension, it's like an unblockable if they wait too long, and it has fucking crazy risk associated with it because you can't cancel it once you start charging it, and it's fully throwable. I think you can use it like a wake-up action too. I think it has. You can parry on frame 1 with it. So it's technically a reversal as well, but it's really risky because again you can't cancel it. The opponent can jump out of it, but theoretically you can release it early to catch them jumping out, or release it late to catch them landing. Okay, so Alex's super, this is kind of strange. It's 5 frames, which is pretty fast. I didn't know it was that fast. So that means you can theoretically link it from some stuff. This is going to look stupid as hell. Wait, that was a counter hit. I don't want counter hit. It's definitely going to work on counter hit. How strange. What an odd link. That's kind of cool. That went really far. Alex doesn't have an extension, like a hit from that far out, I don't think. But apparently super works. Might be useful in that regard. Wow, that is a literal you can't escape. Good catch. Super starts up in 5 frames, so you can link into it, but that's usually not a factor. Usually it's just used as a combo extender. You can get it any situation where you can get a flash drop because all flash drops cancel into it. You can get it any situation where you can get a slash elbow because they all cancel into it. You can juggle into it from like that if you get a mid-air connect, and it's pretty reliable. I think it's a true block string, so it's got a special animation if the opponent blocks it. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There's a very easy way to test if it's a true block string. We're going to set a guard recovery action to on. Alright, he's jabbing. That's a reversal jab. Yeah. True block string. So it does what? 60 chip? Yeah. It does that much chip. So if you true block string into it, the opponent doesn't have V meter to use a V reversal, then that's just going to kill him. So you can use it like a chip out kind of move too. Something like that. I did the wrong version. Pew pew pew. You can use it to chip people out. You can end combos with it. You can end juggles with it. It starts up really fast. Oh, okay. One other thing that's kind of worth noting. This is actually, there's very poor knowledge of this. People don't usually realize this is possible. But I guess I'll show it off just because like it's not common knowledge. It's actually a halfway decent fireball punish. Now, if you have good motions. That goes a lot farther than most people give it credit for. It hits the extended limb of fireballs. That's like his best fireball punish too. But it's not that far. You don't want to like be at a range where it's not going to work and then attempt it. But it goes really far. You see me? See how far I was away? That's, I think, too far. Oh, it destroyed the fireball. I didn't know it did that. That's very interesting. It's invincible. So it is a true reversal. It's invincible from the first frame until after it hits. But round about half screen, you can use it to punish fireballs in reaction. I've never seen anyone do that in a real match, but it works. So go with that knowledge. Surprise, Alex has a decent fireball punish. Pretty much every super works like that. Even fucking Laura super, which is a grab, can be used to punish fireballs like those. Let's see here. That's pretty much it. That's everything I know. Some combos to go out on. Your go-to punish combo. Get out of here, Ryu, with your all guard. Go-to punish combo would be something like this. Also has a really nice scenario afterwards where you can do either a stand strong into something or a command grab. Very difficult to get out of without dying. All flash chop, destroy fireball, and EX work for EX Hadoken. I would not recommend ever doing an EX flash chop to destroy an EX Hadoken, but I guess that works. If you had a longer punish opportunity, you would do something like this. Hard flash chop into command grab. If you had V-trigger, your punish would be stand fierce into all previous combos, which is both of them. Actually, it would just be stand fierce into any of your stand fierce combos. Actually, you would use V-trigger. You would use sledgehammer, rather. If you've got V-trigger and you want to use your meter like that, you would do that into sledgehammer, another stand fierce into sledgehammer, and then either the medium chop ender if you wanted the reset, or the command grab if you wanted the damage, or even the EX command grab if you were so inclined. If you wanted the absolute max damage because you needed to kill the opponent right now. It also has good corner carry. What else in terms of combos? Shit. If you wanted to do like confirm combos, you've got stand strong, which on reaction to a successful hit, you can do stand jab into light chop. Or like towards fierce, which on reaction to a successful hit, you can do stand jab into light chop. If you wanted to do, like, if you had a guaranteed crush counter scenario, you could maybe do hard flash, stand fierce into hard flash chop. Like if you're punishing a short, you can. Or if you had a hard hit stalked, I guess. Bonk. That would be like a nice meterless combo. If you wanted to hit confirm from lights, your go-to would probably be low short stand jab, light chop. Or perhaps crouch jab, stand jab, light chop, which I just fucked up. Any jump in won't work into hard flash chop, but all jump ins will work into like stand fierce. I shouldn't say all. Like heavy normals will work into stand fierce, and lights will only work into like stand strong or stand jab. So those would be your go-to there. It also makes a nice reset into command grabs, so that's a mix-up between that and that. It's a nice little hit confirm versus a command grab. That's like a true mix-up. No character can get out of that except by uppercutting or like, you know. The only thing that beats that and this is an uppercut, or like any other invincible reversal. That's like all the combos he generally needs. He's generally not super combo friendly. He's mostly footsie oriented, and by footsie oriented I mean most of your game plan is either get him to block stuff and sneak your way in for command grabs, and they go pretty far, or like poke. That's Alex in a nutshell, I guess. Is there anything I should have said that I didn't say, monsters? Is there like some big part of Alex that I'm forgetting? I'm all warmed up. EX flashed off if you want a smidge of extra damage. $300 for 1 bar for a jump in. I feel like other characters can do better than that. Alex's damage is surprisingly not that high. For a big beefy character like him who's also a grappler, you would expect a fuck ton of damage. Not really. Friends with Gene Reno. You talking about Tom? I haven't actually played Alex's story mode yet. I might do that right now. Oh shit, you can do that? Why have I never seen anyone do that? Fuck. That's cool as hell. I didn't realize light flash off came out in time there. Neat combo right there.